All right, ladies and gentlemen, take out your brain dump. We're going to fill out 9 together pretty much all today. Sounds good? Perfect. So, because I know a lot of you are not going to be here on Friday, and some of you aren't going to be here tomorrow, so let's just knock it out, shall we? So we are looking at 9. Okay, Catherine. We are looking at 9. So open it up to Unit 9, and that's what we're going to go over. Friendly reminder, ladies and gentlemen, your AP exams are priority over class every day. On Friday, I don't want to see you. That's Ren's day. Make sure you are doing what you need to do for his course, because if it was my class, I'd want the same. Everyone clear? Huh? No, and that's fine, but some people were like, oh my God, can I come to second period and sit in there? No.
How do we get into school? Are the gates going to be open?
No, they're all open. During about an hour before the exams and stuff. You'll be fine. Because there's just so much going on campus right now with all the FSA testing. Of course, you guys know that. So everything, especially Friday's test, if you're not here Friday, when you make it up, you are that's when your assignments are due. Is everyone clear on that? Okay? So if you're not testing until Monday, when's your packet due? Monday. So you do not need to have it done ahead of time, because I know you have a lot going on and everyone is stressed to the brim. Yes? When you take your test, your review packet is due. I think that's very generous. Yes? And you know that's not who I am. So with that being said, your AP exams take priority. However, I am expecting some continuation of my stuff. Yes? Okay? And as soon as you finish this review packet and brain dump, you're done for the year. You're done. There's not even a quiz next week. Isn't that wonderful?
Those are some words I needed to hear. That's great.
Taylor, what do you need, girl?
If we take the test Monday, are we going over it?
We're not going to go over it Monday. I'm going to give people a couple days to get it. So it's not going to happen first thing Monday. I'll probably go over it probably on Tuesday. Because I don't want to do it Wednesday. And obviously Thursday is test day. And then doing it after would be stupid. Anyway. All right. So we are looking at your brain dump unit 9, new modes of communication. We're just going to snake our way through it. Is that okay with you? Okay, so new modes of communication. The biggest and most important one is the internet, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, add to yours, Catherine, and chime in if you have something. If you have it filled in when I get to a box of it, please chime in with what you got. Internet is the most important one. Satellite technology is also a huge component that allows. Radio is going to kind of start the whole process. That's a huge transformation. What else you got over there, Catherine?
I got the mobile phone, computers.
Okay, yeah, that's
that kind of stuff.
perfect. All right, new modes of transportation. 1900, you're going to have, trains are going to be the most common, and then you're going to have cars. Okay? Cars are going to become there's one car for every 10 people on the planet or something like that, which is insane. When we're talking about new modes of transportation, we are talking about jet planes. We are talking about airplanes that are being used in a variety of different ways. Keep in mind, this is 1900 to present day. We're having massive, what are the big ships called? Cargo ships. Okay, that is facilitating worldwide trade in a big way. All right? All right, new energy technologies. The biggest thing you need to know about Unit 9 is renewable energy. When we're talking about new energy technologies, renewable energy, this whole protecting the environment is one of the biggest themes in Unit 9. Nuclear technology is also going to be a huge one. Okay, perfect outside evidence would be Chernobyl. And then finally, I would also be talking about coal. And oil is going to be the most popular, the most common source of energy. Michael, we are in Unit 9, and we're just filling out your brain dump. We're in the third box from the top. So, how did FSA go? Amazing?
It was good, yeah.
Okay, good. Now it's over. Isn't that lovely? All right, impact of birth control. Birth control limits reproductive unpredictability for women. Okay? It is important that you understand that it gives a woman a control over her own body. And it allows women to work outside the home, grow their careers, continue in education, and allows families to have more economic stability. All right. Positive outcomes for the Green Revolution. Catherine, what do you got for that one?
I have increased food production, higher yields.
Hold on.
and,
Whoa. Slow down so they can write it down. What's the first one?
Increased food production. And new varieties of wheat, rice, and other grains through crossbreeding and GMOs. I also have increased use of chemical fertilizers.
There you go. Negative outcomes. Sorry. I see you over there, Hayden. Oh my god. Just gonna have a stroke over there. Okay. Negative outcomes to the Green Revolution is going to be pollution of water. Both aquifers and oceans, lakes, and ponds with the runoff from these fields that are being treated. You're also going to have, desertification. What else you got over there, Catherine?
Soil erosion.
That was-
Soil erosion would be a good one as well.
That's also what I had. I also had dissolving of small, like agricultural practices and small farms.
Oh yeah, small farmers are going away. It's going to be consumed by the mega farms. Okay, impact of a vaccine and antibiotics. We're going to have a longer life, better quality of lives. Taylor, I need that head up, girl. We are also going to see that it is going to benefit the West. Why does it benefit the West more than anywhere else?
Is it because they have like wide availability?
Yeah, we have wider availability here. It's going to start infiltrating into other places, but it's mostly in the West, which means who has better quality of life? Because of the medicines, the West eventually. In other ways, that's not the case, but for like medical reasons, it is. It is also going to increase the population. Parentheses, less childhood deaths. Okay. Impact of disease 20th century. Oh my God, pandemics. We have the Spanish flu in the 20th century. Okay. We are going to see the slowing of economic gains. We are going to see mass casualty. Oh, we're just kind of making a snake. Come on, Catherine. Come on, Izzy. What else you got for impact of disease, Catherine?
I put that it impacted impoverished areas.
Okay, yeah, poor people. No, clearly you're gonna die more than the
And then I also
rich.
put like more of an increase on degenerative diseases like heart disease and less of.
Okay, you don't need that. Poor people are the ones really dying. Okay, medical innovations. Like, dude, it's pretty much everything you know. Like, anesthesiology, which is like the meds to knock you out so you don't have to feel the surgery. Catherine, what do you have for this one? Because this one stumped me earlier. It's like everything, right?
Yeah, I got cures for diseases like polio, artificial heart, vaccines, and antibiotics like penicillin.
Yeah. Okay, the fact that they can do surgery on pretty much any part of your body is insane and make it better. Well, they can fix whatever the major problem is. Medical innovations, heart transplants, and not body transplants. Oh my God. Wouldn't that be so bizarre?
That'd be cool.
Like internal organ transplants, brain surgery, spinal surgery. Okay, those are medical innovations, vaccines, all that stuff. All right. How did new energy change transportation and production? It is going to make things faster and much more interconnected. It is also going to make the West stronger because they already have the infrastructure built so they can begin exploiting. So once supply lines get shorter, they can benefit. All right, how did tech change transportation? It's faster and more effective. What is the great answer here for making Technology change transportation. It's the Champa Rice of Unit 9. Shipping containers is the perfect example. Refrigeration is also a really good one for sure. It's going to allow items of produce or any type of thing that needs to be pushed anywhere, especially your vaccines and stuff, typically need to stay at a lower temperature. How to tech change communication. Honestly, I would write social media on there because that is going to have a huge impact. Really the 21st century, but 20th century we still have a little bit. Okay, thank you LiveJournal. Thank you Facebook. Okay. With that being said, for communication, you do have the radio, you do have the telegram, telephone, mobile phone, internet. All of those things are going to have a huge impact on making phone calls. You can call China right now and speak to someone in like 2 seconds. Isn't that wild? Don't you ever think about that? And the fact that like we call someone on our phone and there's just like, when you send a picture, there's like little pictures like floating in the air between us and them. Isn't that weird? No?
FaceTime doesn't make sense.
What do you mean? How it works?
Think of it.
What?
Like FaceTime, like how you're on the phone and like your camera goes to someone else's like in real time.
Yeah, it is strange. The whole thing is strange.
Completely live.
And the whole thing is weird. All right, diseases associated with poverty, heart disease, obesity. In wealthy countries, that is, not in poor countries. Okay? Make sure if you're going to write obesity, make sure you say in wealthy countries. Heart disease,
Could you say
poverty.
malaria for that?
Yeah, for sure. Malaria, polio. Those are only found in really, really impoverished areas, not in your modernized countries, because we've eradicated it. Examples of free market policies in the 20th century. That would be trade agreements. That would be World Trade Organization policies. That would be low tariffs. And it would also be using... What would be when we're punishing Russia right now? Sanctions. I couldn't come up with sanctions. The use of sanctions as punishment. That's what a free market does.
Are sanctions like when we refuse to buy something?
No, that's a boycott.
But what's a sanction?
A sanction is, so we're mad at Russia, so we have put a ton of sanctions on them in order to punish them. For example, they're not allowed to buy any American goods. We've pulled all American goods out of the country, so all of their citizens can't buy American goods, which will annoy them to create anger and hostility
And
towards the
then
government.
boycotting like how the bars stop buying Russian liquors.
Yes, that's a boycott. All right, U.S. economic policies. But the funny thing is, most of those Russian vodkas aren't actually made in Russia. They just have a Russian label because people used to like the fact that it had a Russian label. U.S. economic policies under Reagan. Did I just jump a whole row?
Yeah,
Yes.
low-key, but it's like fine. Because we kind of like need that for like the packet anyway, so we just need to do that for
Thank you, Hayden. Always a delay.
You're so welcome.
U.S. economic policies. It's trickle-down economics. It's tax breaks for the wealthy. Tax breaks for the wealthy to promote reinvesting into businesses. Does it work? No, not really. What all these businessmen, very few women, but there were, not in the 80s. There's not a lot of women in business in the 80s. They're buying second and third homes. Does that help the worker? Not really. So, under Reagan, it's meh. It's meh. It's not great. Okay, British economics under Thatcher. Thatcher is all about creating less restricted businesses to allow for more growth. So businesses were given more freedom in order to foster more growth. How does it work? Does it work? Yeah, it's a little slightly better than Reagan. Reagan just has a better PR policy, and you people like wearing Reagan on your shirts. and you pay like $40-$50 for it. Doesn't make sense. Chinese economic policies. He is going to change the economy of China from a command economy to a free market. But keeps the authoritarian government the same. Typically, and this is typically, when you have a free market, you typically have a free government as well, where people are voting in a democracy is what we would typically call it. The Chinese are a hybrid. They have an authoritarian ruler, but a capitalistic economy. You need to know, ladies and gentlemen, he is going to open for the first time private businesses opportunity. It's not until the 80s do you actually have millionaires and billionaires in China who come up with $1 billion idea. They weren't allowed to really thrive like that because the government was making the money off of it. What is the knowledge economy? A knowledge economy is when they specialize in one specific area of expertise. Silicon Valley is tech development. India is IT. Taiwan is microchips. Apparently, Norway is cell phones or something, right? Isn't that their thing? Isn't that
I
it?
know Finland was mobile.
Finland, that's it. Finland. All right, what is a manufacturing economy? Do you have this done already, Chris? Why aren't you helping me then? Chris, what's a manufacturing economy? It's on the very second to last page. A manufacturing economy is an economy where they base it on consumer goods. They are making consumer goods at low prices for Western countries. And the Western countries is the important thing. So a company like Walmart will reach out to China and be like, hey, will you make this? And China will be like, yes, I can make it. And then they send it back to Walmart, who will then sell it.
Would Nike be an example?
So this is about a manufacturing economy. Nike absolutely does this, but they're now favoring Bangladesh because it's cheaper, and Vietnam. China is the OG. Everyone was doing it with China, but as time has gone by, the wage in China has gone up. So people are now going to places like Bangladesh, Vietnam, and India for manufacturing economies. So these people are they're sweatshops. They used to be in China. They've increased the labor unions, so they've moved it. Yes.
Would like a maquiladora in Mexico count?
Yes. That would be just on the other side of the border in Canada. There's, I forget what they call this, some French term, but it's the same, similar type of thing. A free market economy is when it is based on supply and demand. It is free market economy.
Oh, I see.
It is based on supply and demand. It means every person has access to creating a business, and loans are available. Okay? They are very tumultuous. Like, you either make it or you don't. Think of how many restaurants you've seen in South Tampa open and close. All right, effects of environmental changes, climate change. Of course, we have, we're talking about rising waters. We're talking melting ice caps. We're talking high levels of CO2, the global warming. All of these things are what we're talking about. Causes of environmental changes. That is going to be high levels of CO2 from pollution and burning fossil fuels. We are also going to see trash. Trash is clogging up oceans and stuff like that. Isn't the trash pile in the ocean like the size of Texas or something crazy? Wild. Causes of it is going to be increased population, creation of plastics. That's a huge issue. those types of things. Effects of environmental factors of the 20th century. A high dependency on fossil fuels. Industrialization is going to have a huge role in this. The fact that more places continue to industrialize is also going to have a huge part. Anything else you want to add to that one, Catherine or Chris?
Can't read my handwriting.
Huh?
I can't read my handwriting.
Well, that doesn't make it very effective,
The stuff
does it?
that I had in this box was mostly the same thing as the causes because they're
That's fine.
kind of.
Yeah, they're all pretty much the same. Diseases associated with longevity. That is going to be cancers. That is going to be Alzheimer's. That is going to be, what else?
Heart disease.
Heart disease is another big one. All right, anything
That's
else?
all I had in the book.
Okay, yeah, that works. All right, let's turn to the next page. Oh, that's so sweet. Here we go. Costs of free trade policies. It is incredibly harsh environment to create a business. And there's no sport. You either make it or you don't. Benefits of free trade. If it's a good idea, you're gonna make lots and lots of money out on it, and everyone has access to it. It's the brilliance of the American dream, yeah? You have a good idea, you implement it, you can make a lot of money at it. However, does the American dream happen for everyone? No, it does not. All right, multinational corporations' impact on global culture. They are going to spread a Western ideal throughout the world. English is going to be the primary language of business. Not the primary language of the world, of course, but it is the primary language of business. And it's also going to be pushing a Western culture. Okay, World Trade Organization is supposed to increase connectedness. Right, supposed to. Increase connectedness, lower tariffs, increase supply, it works. It's very beneficial for America. Why? We pretty much run it. We pretty much run it. So we set up all the tariffs against people we don't like, and people who agree with us, we lower the tariffs and we make lots of money with them. Okay? Now, what tower was bombed on 9/11? Because we use the World Trade Organization to wield the will of the United States. And how do people around the world feel about that? They don't like it, but if you don't play ball with them, you don't get to trade with them, which means you're left out in the cold. So it's a real manipulation of power. Now, as you Americans, are we pro World Trade Organization? Yes. But if you were pretty much any other country, would you be thrilled? No. Even the British are kind of like, damn it. Now the British benefit, but they're not super thrilled either. But we're a superpower, and that's all that matters. NAFTA, North Atlantic Free Trade Agreement. It no longer exists. What president abolished it? Well, he didn't abolish it, he just didn't re-sign it. Trump. Okay? And he created a new one, and honestly, I don't remember what it's called. He created a new one because the United States was paying a lot to subsidize all of the no tariffs. But now that it's gone, we're now having kind of issues at the border because we're expecting Mexico to pay an equal share. Guess who can't pay an equal share? Mexico. So it has caused some problems, but it has alleviated a couple others. So, I mean, anyway, NAFTA no longer exists, fun fact, but it was about ensuring easier trade of goods between those three nations, Canada, United States, and Mexico. And it will facilitate more trade between the three. However, it no longer exists. Okay, global feminist movements. They're going to increase worldwide and create female politicians, world leaders, and increase women in schools and higher education and in professions. Did you know there's more women in college than there are men?
Really?
Yes. We're at like 53%. All right. Benefits of globalization. Food. I don't know if that's really a benefit, but for me it's food. Right? Think of all like for instance, Mother's Day is on Sunday. I don't know if you need that reminder. Do you do things for your mothers?
Oh,
Of course.
my mom is.
No, like do you like actively, or do you just like sign the card that your dad picked out?
I think we're the ones who pick up.
My dad doesn't even make
My
it.
dad said there's not even know it's Mother's Day.
So like do you like actively do something? Are you like making the decisions, or you just let upon?
I just ordered my mom like
I mean,
a
I
painting
emptied
of our
the
house, so hopefully that
Okay.
comes done really soon.
I empty the dish.
We like make her.
I got like a literal painting of it.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, for my one wish for Mother's Day is Indian food. I love Indian takeout. It's my favorite. Oh my god, it's my favorite. It's my
What's
favorite.
your favorite dish?
Oh, I'll eat pretty much anything except like the really hot dishes because I'm a sissy. But that's my one thing that I want. All right, benefits of globalization. Feelings of connectedness between nations, creating one human spirit. What else do you have down? Chris, what do you have down for this one?
Benefits of globalization?
Yeah.
Spread of culture. Everything else you said.
Okay, what do you got, Catherine? Anything else?
I put advances in science and medical technology.
Oh, yeah, that would work for sure. Because, like, for now, like, acupuncture, which is like a Chinese thing, is now spread around the world, and people are benefiting here in the West from it and all that stuff. Yeah, that would work. Okay. Examples, globalized culture. America is the perfect example of it because we are kind of a melting pot historically for a long time. Another example would be, what do you got?
Oh, sorry.
No, why are you sorry?
No, because I was gonna elaborate. I was gonna say McDonald's.
Yeah, Mcdonaldization is a huge deal. It's in pretty.
Wait, say that again.
Mcdonaldization, it's a thing. Mcdonaldization is actually one of the first things of America that got brought into other countries. Like, that was the first American company that was brought into the Soviet Union. The first McDonald's was built in like 1987 or something in Moscow. And so that was kind of like one of the big lean intos that people were like really excited. So that's like the introduction into like American culture for a lot of people. Like, I happen to have a connection to South Africa. Don't get me started. And like McDonald's there's not a ton of them. There's only like 5 or 6 throughout the whole country. And like, it's like a thing. People like drive to big cities and they like go to McDonald's.
I don't know how to feel about that.
I don't know. Could you imagine that being like your big night out? Like, it's Mother's Day this weekend. We're going to McDonald's. Actually, I love their fries, so I'd be
Their
happy
fries
with
are
it.
so good.
So good.
McFlurries.
I love
McFlurries.
McDonald's. Oh, McFlurries.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Love it. So good. Increased education access. Oh, globalization is the interconnectedness of nations around the world with the sharing of culture, ideas, and beliefs.
Interconnectedness
Of
Countries.
cultures and countries around the world, sharing beliefs, ideas, music into a blend. Like, for instance, have you ever heard rappers from like other countries
Oh yes, British rappers.
are funny? Have you ever heard of French
Savage.
rappers?
Yes.
Yeah, like it's really beautiful because the French language is pretty, and then they're over there like rapping, and it's just kind of like, oh, that's funny. And then like there's German ones too, and they're like screaming because like German. Why do we like Germany?
Kind of not a really good reputation.
Oh my God, people! That was in the 1930s. Well, America doesn't look so good throughout history either. Now keep in
Yeah,
mind.
but it doesn't matter. It's just Disney World.
That does matter. That does matter. You can't say
But
that.
I can.
No, you can't. Goodbye. Please leave.